Hi guys, it's Jamie and it's day 15 of the Junk Journal July challenge. At the moment adding a layer of white gesso to some watercolour paper, which is going to be a double page feature, which is why I've separated it with masking tape, but it is one scene, or it will be one scene. The prompt is layers. What I've decided to try and do is do an abstract landscape of the County Durham Moors, which is a bit like the North Yorkshire Moors, but more beautiful in my opinion, because that's where I grew up. Something I'm never very comfortable with is starting with a white page. Even when I actually have a plan of what I want to do, I still prefer some colour on the page. Therefore, to be able to create some layers, which is the prompt, and also break the page at the same time, I am going to be adding just collage of scraps, and I may end up painting over every single thing and you may never see it again. I'm going to see if I can not have too much, although the prompt is layers, so I don't think it matters if I do layer over things. First thing I'm going to do is throw some white, not even diluted acrylic down over this, and what I'm hoping to do is get some sort of texturing and layering. This is what I'm hoping is going to happen when I've added some pure white acrylic on top. The next thing I'm going to do, again to get rid of the whiteness, is take a raw umber and dry brush it over this area. I am making this picture up. I have no photo to follow, no nothing. This is just me making up what I remember the Durham Moors looking like. I know, what a charming colour, eh? Doesn't matter though. It will not be here eventually. Right, I will heat on this again a little bit. And you can see that where this plastic was, and it's sort of the paint's peeling back a bit off the plastic, some of the underneath layers are coming through. Right, you can see where the plastic got hot, it has literally just come away completely. That's fine. I always paint from dark to lighter. I'm going to mix some, we've just used this burnt umber, well it's actually raw umber, similar. And I'm going to mix it with a little bit of an ultramarine blue to get a virtually black colour. I'm hoping it will be slightly more purpley in shading, because I want to introduce the purples of the heathers, putting in a bit of a sort of a dark brown. Really, it's not as dark as I was anticipating. This sort of skyline-y background, and then there would be, and there always were, areas of shade in the hills that are coming towards the front, and you often get, I might put that in if I can think how to do it because my artistic ability, but you get a lot of moorland streams. You do get these very, very light patches, not really greens, more sandy colours, and you get the purples, and that's probably what I'll work on. I might get the sky in next. I'm staying with these colours, and I'm going to mix in some white to see if we can get a sky colour. I might need to bring in some blue. Everything's drying really quickly, it's so hot. It might be more sensible for me to switch to a brush. I'm just doing this roughly. I'm not even really trying to get cloud shapes or anything like that in there. I'm going to throw some white through and see if we can use that. If not, when it's dry, we'll oil pastel. I'm just thinking that when I remember it, it's I have gone over my skyline a bit, mind. It's sort of light at the bottom of the hills and then goes darker. I'm just trying to get the impression of a cloud by splodging. Even a moorland mist. We could be onto a moorland mist here. I might let that dry for a second. Now I have Naples yellow, phthalo blue, carmine red, and I am going to try and mix a very, very dark purpley greeny colour. We will see what we get. Yellow and blue makes green. See how we go with those two. And that's a very, very light green. Too green. It does look actually a little bit like the Durham Moors Mind. Just add a little bit of, oh, this is the thing with them being new. Got to open every single one. Tiny bit of red. Well, tiny bit, that was a huge bit. You can see me having to mix and mix and mix and mix. Another sludgy looking colour, but it is more purpley in tone. I am probably going to have to stick with a brush because otherwise I am just going to run out, I think, of this. This was last used with the grey, wasn't it? Never mind, let's just go for it. Everything going the same way. I'm not really sure where I'm going with this. I know what I want to achieve. Whether I'm achieving it or not's another thing, of course. Now we're going to just keep going with this, but we're going to get this more green. That's my yellow. I'll probably actually use my brush for mixing. And then as I come further forward, I'm going to lighten this shade here using my yellow. This is an abstract, by the way, guys, in case you're wondering what on earth is going on. This is an abstract. It's giving me that moorland vibe, believe it or not. This is too dark in my opinion, but I will do something to lighten that. Bring it much lighter at the front. I'm down to finger painting now. Giving up on brushes, giving up on palette knives. Down to finger painting. It's getting that feel. It's not very vibrant yet. It's still quite sludgy colours. Now it's time to be brave and try and add in some like very, very bright colours to this to give it a bit more something. The sun's still coming in this way, so it's going to be this side, not this side so much. Like I say, oil paints is my thing, and I thought acrylics were similar, but they're much tackier. It's even paler. I think you are getting an impression of the sun coming in this way. I am definitely going to end up using some oil pastels. I'll tell you now, this is getting really pale. There's often this very pale colour. What happens if you mix purple and yellow? You get purple. Okay, you get a purpley, moorlandy colour. Yes, you do. You do. If anyone says this is getting like Scotland, it is not, I promise you. I mean, it is meant to be abstract after all. That is definitely a valley that's like, or would be awesome for water. How on earth would I put that through? Would that just be a white with a slight blue? Don't know what you do to do that. Never tried doing water. It's got to reflect the sky, hasn't it? Water reflects, the colour of water is the colour of the sky. What does that achieve anything, or does that just look weird? Oh, I was going to do some ink, wasn't I? Just for the fun of it. Like maybe put some shades in using this. Now what brush have I got left to throw some ink down? That's the question. As we've lost some of the darkness. I wonder what else you can do. I mean, it is an abstract. How about throw some spots on it? Okay, it's a big scribbly mess that could do with some more pastels, I think. I'm going to do this really loosely, so it really is just wherever my hand goes is where the oil pastel's going. I think that might be the solution to my issues, is just not actually to even, maybe not even, yeah, not even remove my movement from the paper until that colour is done with. And then what? Getting lighter. We want the purple still, don't we? We want some really, in the oil pastel scribbles now. Purple in there. This is too blue, but never mind. You would have some over here, but it would be much more dulled down like that. Yeah. Okay, scribbling is working for me. If all else fails, go back to what you're comfortable with, which is scribbling. Okay, I consider that. See if I can get this masking tape up. What have I done? Oh, I glued, didn't I? This is the Durham Moors. Now they're separated out because they'll be on adjacent adjacent pages. I'm actually preferring this side. This is too steep a hill for the Durham Moors, but I can't really change the way I painted that now. It looked right at the time. Now it's separated out. It doesn't look quite as effective as I would have liked. But generally, yeah, it's got the colours and it's got the sun coming in and it's layers. So not my favourite, not my worst. Thank you so much for taking part in this video. I don't know if you managed to learn a thing, because I'm certainly no art teacher, but if you did enjoy the video, please like, subscribe, comment, do all the nice things to help me beat the YouTube algorithm and get out to more people who might enjoy watching someone who hasn't got a clue what they're doing try things out. See you next time.